It is Never Run Alone. On the cusp of the mighty Melbourne Marathon, I'm delighted to be joined in my home city, where Triple M once, and potentially still does, rule the sporting airwaves with a Triple M of our very own. I'm of course talking about our marvellous, magnificent, and some might say even menacing guests. Got a few laughs already, that's good, that's what we want. First up, the ever-present Cam Merrick making his elite starting debut this Sunday. We're joined once again by the Kiwi YouTube prince, Mack Dewar, ahead of his first ever Melbourne Marathon? First time, right?
Yeah. First Melbourne Marathon.
Lovely. And making his Never Run Alone debut, rounding out the hat-trick of, I believe, Melbourne Marathon debuts. Have you run Melbourne before?
No,
never. Never run it before? Perfect. So the rounding out the hat-trick of Melbourne debuts in the room, professional Ironman, triathlete, part-time elite runner I've gone with, full-time nerd, and robot dancing enthusiast Steve McKenna, all the way from Adelaide. Gentlemen, welcome to Never Run Alone.
Oh, good to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Huge.
Great intro.
Dude, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
10 out
Gave
of 10.
himself a rev up in the car on the way here, and he's like, "You'll like it." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, good. We'll see how it goes." I had no idea where he was going to go, and he's landed it.
Well, there you go. I'm, of course, from McDonald, which makes us a deadly quartet of M's, Mack, McKenna, Merrick, and McDonald. First question, we like to kick off always on the pod, just a few little warm-up related questions. Don't have to be warm-up specific, but just for us warming up. I want to know how you're all feeling in one word over the weekend, and it has to be with the letter M. What have we got? There's 500 adjectives according to the internet.
Mellow.
Mellow.
Wow.
That's Mac. Everyone?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to think.
I'm magnificent.
Magnificent.
I'm good. Oh shit, that's 3 words.
With a single M.
Yeah, I'm going to go moody.
Moody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some ups and downs along the way, but we're ready to go.
Blood sugar's all over the place. Right?
Yeah. Carb loads just firing.
It's fine. Well, I'm sure we'll get into all of that. We're going to break down the Melbourne Marathon, of course. We've got Steve, who is running as an elite, not for the first time in the marathon. Done a couple this year, so we're going to get into that. Cam, as I said, debuting as an elite, but has run a couple. Paced me in Sydney 6 weeks ago, which was fun. And Mac as well, running, like I said, debuting.
Running for vibes.
Running for the vibes.
Yeah.
We're going to jump into it, but as always, just want to give a big shout out to Aid Station for supporting the pod, sponsoring us. You can use a code. Any ideas what it is, Steve? I'm going to throw to Steve.
Never run alone.
Bang. He's got it.
Bang.
Look at that.
Great
Mac,
guess.
what were you going to say?
I was there for you, mate, if you got it wrong, yeah.
Help phone a friend, you get one vowel.
Yeah.
One vowel, yeah, what is it? Perfect. So yeah, thank you to Aid Station. Use that code, 10% off. Big ups to Mets, to Jimmy, to the team. Anna as well. Anna hooking us up and having you on, Steve. I'd been in your DMs a little bit, replying to some stories. No love, but that's fine. Just throwing you under the bus there.
That's honestly news to me.
Ren's still sitting in his message requests. So,
Yeah, probably.
I should get mine. People don't know how I get by in life. I've got 200 unread text messages. I won't check it. I'll just, whatever's in front of me, I'm doing.
Yeah.
I love it.
If they need you, they'll come to you in person.
Anna got in front of me. Anna, she's
Anna's in front of you.
She hounded.
You're great on WhatsApp, to be fair. So maybe
Yeah,
WhatsApp's the play for anyone,
is, yeah.
for any friends or family waiting on Steve to get back.
It's the least traffic I've got, so I just head there.
Yeah, nice. Love it.
Love it. Well, let's get into some questions. We probably don't have time for too many, but given we will be chatting all things Melbourne, we'll get stuck in. Now, can I pull these up? That's the question.
Pressure on the pod.
Pressure on the pod. Pressure on the pod.
What
There
pressure?
it is. So Alice wants to know, Alice Ballack, I believe. I believe this might be someone's partner, and I'm blanking on their name. Anyway, we'll get into the question.
That's Sam Clifford.
Clifford's missus. Thank you. When you're front of the pack, how do you stay motivated? Will you tune into music or raw dog it? Boys,
I've
got a Mac on
never
this
been
one
in
first.
front of the pack, so I couldn't answer that one. I'll pass it to you boys.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like, you obviously, I'm speaking from only a couple of times where you're running in a group less than 5 or 6. You kind of, it's a constant, it is a lot more mentally draining to have to just be pushing the pace and holding pace. I think you just got to kind of tune out and find rhythm, I find. It's definitely a lot easier being second or third wheel in a group. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the wind. Like, if it's windy, I'm always happy for that. But then I've always had this, since running as a kid, and in the triathlons, being behind kind of, I don't like, because you feel like you might get dropped at any point. So I'm always like on the front, and you feel a bit more in control of the pace. I don't like someone putting me out of my comfort.
Yeah.
So and if it's too hard, I'm just like hoping that they just go, and because the best plan is the more conservative plan, not someone else's plan.
Yeah. I think it's definitely easy to. Also, if you need to, if you're not controlling the pace, like sneakily chuck the brakes on a little bit and like see if they kind of like go flying past you, or they go straight at the back of you.
I like slowing things down.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember when I was pacing at Noosa, and I was pacing just one guy, my mate James, and like we just kind of accumulated a bus of people who just were like, oh, I'll jump on this pacing. Like weren't any official paces, I'd jump on it. And then there was one point where I clocked that we were going like probably 5 or 10 seconds too fast, and like slowed down, and then like it caused like a ripple effect behind everyone. And I think I agree that being at the front at times is good, but yeah, for me, I've definitely had moments where I don't know. I feel like when you get into a race, you kind of feel guilty at times if you just sit behind and just coast off someone for ages. But it is the better play to do, especially in the wind.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm sit behind guy for the rest of my
exactly.
running days, because I'm just done the whole triathlon career where I felt like I was the guy on the front.
Yeah, for
yelling
sure.
at people to help.
Yeah, for sure. You never want to be the guy like giving the way forward to get up. So
that's my life.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
You surely have some experience with this though, Mac. Sure, might not be 220 areas, but
run pre 3 weeks ago. We I expected it to be bigger than what it was, but there was like a group of us who ended up being sort of like a 130 group, and it's like I just ended up being at the front. Like notoriously running around Albert Park is extremely windy, so just slightly chunkier runner just jumped on the front and let everyone sit in behind. It was quite nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's about as far as my experience goes. Usually I just like sit in behind someone and switch my brain off. I had my mate Dan pacing me through Goldie, and I think it's good. Like maybe it's different for you guys because you're actually like racing, but when you're going for a time and there's someone around you who's running that times, I feel it's easy to just like sit in, switch your brain off, and just slip away.
Your mind just goes to just keeping a 2-3 meter gap, and just like as long as I'm in that range, you're good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What about you, Rin?
Love it. Yeah, I'm probably just solo operator, to be honest. I would never put music on in a race. I think that was the original question. Would you?
Oh yeah, we didn't really answer that.
Music.
Yeah. Oh, was there music? I don't even, bro. I swear I didn't even hear you say
I think there was. Anyway, maybe I read it wrong.
Nah, no
I was
music.
frazzled. Couldn't remember who's.
Yeah.
My first running coach said if you run with music, this is a long time ago. He said if you run with music, you don't love running enough. So I'm way off that now. If I'm going for a 3-hour ride, I'm listening to heaps of like Case File.
Yeah,
Case File. Love that.
Yeah, it needs
solve
to
a whole case
a bit
of
of
it.
murder. Get me through the run.
That's great. I've thought about that too. For like a long run, just like a 2-hour story or like.
It's just something like so out of the ordinary that you're like.
I used to do that for like
get
bus
away
trips.
from life.
Yeah, when I was like traveling in Europe, I used to like you got like a 6-hour bus trip between cities or something like that, and I just rip through like 2 or 3 murder mysteries or something on there. But yeah, I'm big on. I feel the same thing of like you should be able to do it without, but to answer that point, I don't love running every day. Sometimes doing the easy runs, like you just need something to G you up, and it's just like a playlist or podcast or something.
Certainly not racing, but yeah.
Definitely
I think
not
we've
racing.
answered it now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Chrissy Too Good on the Instagram. She bumped into her this morning. Shout out to Christy. She would love to know if you have preferred breathing patterns or techniques for race day. So she's running her first Melbourne Marathon. If you're trying to bring your heart rate down, or when you're in the pain cave from 30 Ks, or if you're like me and you hit it at 23 Ks.
I'm just trying to get oxygen in, brother. I think that's about as far as my breathing techniques go.
But any rhythm? Because I do remember as a kid having a bit of a pattern. I don't really as much these days, but anything there?
I remember watching some like, I don't know if it was like Windhoff or some breathing thing, and it stuck with me of like, if you want to lower your heart rate a bit, is you like do like 2 quick like big deep breaths through your nose, and then like 1 big exhale, like deep breath in your nose, breath in again and then out. And I do find that consciously at times when I'm like in the pain cave to like get a bit more conscious like deep breaths. But other than that, it's just I'm breathing out the side of my mouth. Just you saw when you on the bike in Gold Coast, and I'm just my head's all over the place, just trying to like get anything in. It's struggling. So
just trying to catch.
Literally, I'm just trying to like get as much air as I can, just hitting me. So yeah, no good. But
Nice.
I can't talk to that. I think it comes pretty naturally, the breathing thing. So I'm like, I reckon we all just That's not something that you think about unless you're told to think about it, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you do much nasal breathing though when you're running, like races?
No, have you seen this thing?
I have now. Yeah,
I can't breathe through it.
Yeah.
It sucks. I used to race with those like
The tape
things that lift them
yeah,
up. Like didn't want to. I was embarrassed by it, but I wanted the oxygen. So
I've used them a couple of times. Like not when I first was on my first block, I had the tape, and I thought it was like, oh, it was all right. And I ran my first marathon, but I haven't gone back to it since. But I know some people who swear by it.
Yeah, I guess I'm like, oh, this is what other people can do with their nose.
Yeah.
So it's nice, but I don't like. I'm breathing through my mouth when I run hard, so I don't really tend to put it on.
Fair.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, Mac.
Oh, dude, nah.
Just trying to get as much in as you can.
Just breathing. I think like similar to Cam. Like I think like maybe it was Huberman or something. The two in,
That
one
might
out.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
maybe
like
it
that.
was.
Like that stuck with me, but I don't really use it necessarily.
Huberman, Wim Hof, they're all doing it.
I reckon
James
it's a
Nestor.
pre-race thing. Like it's not a performance enhancer during a hard effort. You need I don't think you can get enough in through the nose.
Yeah.
It's a good filter, but I think pre-race it can lower the heart rate and relax you. And
Calm yourself down.
probably the day before the race is a good time to lower the anxiety.
You almost need to get Rory on and talk about breath work.
We could
and all
get
that sort of
Mr.
stuff
Warnock
anyway.
on.
Yeah.
Another hoccer athlete there, if you don't know.
There you
Very
go.
nice. We'll jump into some Melbourne stuff because we are a little bit time pressed. But Melbourne Marathon, I have no idea what number it is. Any idea? No, actually, I do. I remember now. 1978, I believe, was the first one.
Okay.
So what's that? 47?
20,
47?
Yeah, 47, yeah.
47.
There you go. 47th Melbourne Marathon.
There you go.
Quick math. Unless they've missed any. They might have missed one for 2020 COVID. So there you go. But we are, less than 2 days out. You boys might be crossing the finish line in about 48 hours
Hopefully,
and 46 hours and 10 minutes.
Something like
Thereabouts,
that. Yeah,
hopefully.
something like that.
We're going to preview both, obviously, the men's and women's elite fields. We've got the half as well, the 10K, all on the same day. So it's a big day. You enter through the MCG, iconic 100,000 seat stadium for anyone who's not really acquainted with it. Cam's watched a few Sydney Swan losses in a grand final there, but he'll be entering come Sunday. Hopefully
Hopefully not as much of a dumpster fire as those games were, but we'll see.
So how are we feeling, gents? I mean, all three of you debuting in Melbourne. Not the first time you've run marathons, obviously. I think, Cam, this will be third for you this year?
My fourth in 4.5 months.
Fourth in 4.5 months.
I mean, Steve, you're probably pretty similar.
Steve, you ran Sydney, you ran Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, I've done a few in training too, so I don't know. It might be number 8 for the year in terms of covering the distance, but not racing.
Not racing.
Yeah.
And Mac, would this be your
It's just second for the year.
Second for the year?
Just keeping it.
mate? Respect.
Chill.
I'm only doing one this year, and I'm done. I'm one and done this year.
That is not. Yeah, that's more normal, I think.
So it's a bit windy out there today. I'm sure you're all acquainted with the course, but like you sort of alluded to with the Run Pre, Melbourne can be pretty unforgiving, especially down on the beach. I'm just curious to know thoughts, how much prep you've done. You're gonna tuck in behind and let some people lead. What are the thoughts, boys?
Well, I guess we talked earlier about, I guess you got your 220, 219.
Hopefully.
And then
We'll see.
what are you?
217 is what you're looking at, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, pretty sure Reece Edwards is going to be
Pacing.
that 220 sort of group.
Interesting.
So I think, I don't know, we talked earlier, I think Cam's just going to tuck in and sit behind the big man, you know?
Yeah, just let him break the wind for me, potentially. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I feel decent. I've been carrying a bit of a hip niggle, but I've made it to 2 days out and in enough space to get on the start line and give it a crack. So, back in the fitness and hope that the body hangs on. But, hoping that the adrenaline and the, it's just a bit of taper and everything like that, some proper fueling, and we get to the start line and can hang with that sort of pace for as long as we can, and hopefully get to 35 and we're going up the hill at the 10 and it feels strong. But look, it's just going to be get there and give it a crack and try and do something that we've never done before. So looking forward to it. Hopefully, as we were saying with the group or the elite field, there's a pretty strong group around that. 218 to 217, 218 to sort of 222, 223. So hopefully it's not just going to be, one out on beach road just fighting the wind. So we'll see how we go. But
Do we know the weather?
I think it's meant to be pretty.
It's looking
pretty good.
Pretty
to be
good so
honest.
far, yeah.
It's like sort of 8 to 10, and then wind is pretty low compared to the other day. So hopefully, about as good as you could probably ask for.
Does look really good at the moment.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but it's about as good as you could ask for, I think.
Anything could happen though, right? It's obviously Melbourne. So, things could
That's it.
Things could change up. How's Adelaide's weather been of late? You've been training in some heat?
I'm guessing it's pretty similar to Melbourne's. Just I think we had a hot weekend last weekend, like 27, and I was stoked. And then we went on a family holiday. It was an hour away, and it was 20 there. I'm like, what? So I didn't get any heat training in. But yeah, it's been nice. Like, I'm back on a bike a fair bit because of the weather improvement. I just couldn't bring myself to do indoor trainer rides. So the volume kicked up just recently. My prep's just been 150 one week, 40 the next with a gastro or something. We got childcare, two kids in childcare. So
perfect.
Like off the back of summer earlier this year, Ballarat, I was really fit. And I'm not the same man, but yeah, off the back of summer, childcare doesn't really ruin your life.
Yeah, sure.
And the heat, you get so fit just unintentionally in the heat. So yeah, then it's just been, but I'm just like, well, you're just doing races, bad luck.
Yeah. I'd love to give some context. I know a little bit about you from my interest in triathlons, half Ironmans. I've done a couple. I actually did Sunny Coast 2023. You ripped past me on the bike. I was just about to finish my first lap. You came flying by at about 45k, probably 50k an hour. Finishing your second lap, finishing up the 90ks. So, but you've won many full distance Ironmans, but obviously been running a bit more this year. And I think in Ballarat, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were a 220 pacer. Yeah. And I don't know if you could have won it on the day, but I think where'd you end up finishing?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt very conservative, and there was no struggle at any point. And then I found the Gold Coast was meant to be the one, but ended up with some infection on my leg. Got a mole removed thanks to 10 years in triathlon. Yeah, it's a lot of time in the sun, and it got like a staph infection, and I shivered so much during the time I went to hospital that I had like torn intercostal muscles too from the shivering. Wow. So that was like a month struggling to breathe. Got to Gold Coast and just did a training run. And then, slowly tried to get fit for something else. So I was like, all right, we'll move it to Sydney. And I averaged like 100k per week, just as I mentioned, the childcare bugs. So it's nowhere near what I should have been. It would be like up, then back down, up, back down. And winter, like that's just, there's lots, everyone knows that. Everyone had like that 8-week cough, I reckon. I swear I had it like 5 times. So, but that's normal, like if you've got 2 kids in childcare during winter. So, but this one, similar, 100k a week, like on average after all of the ups and downs. Yep. So there's just more time me running over 100k. So I think I'm going to keep slowly improving. And then off the back of summer, I hope to do something a lot quicker. But yeah, I can't say anything about Ballarat because you know what it's like, 1 or 2 seconds either way. And you can, like you're talking about the time you want. If that group goes even 2 seconds too quick, you could be burning too much glycogen and your muscles just fall to pieces. So that's why I'm always conservative in these approaches to Sydney was too conservative though, I know that much.
Yeah, you were coming down that hill, Sydney Marathon, as Safan was right there as well. I love that video, the footage. I don't know, maybe you could have kicked her at the line, but you were the gentleman and you gave her a moment.
Yeah, well, if I did anything else...
Cancelled.
PR move.
Cancelled.
So.
It's like when someone backs out of a dunk in the NBA, it's like, business decision, I don't want to get dunked on.
No, the lead car came up to me, because we were in that pack, me and that Fraser Darcy. Yeah. And probably till like...
Who's running as well on Sunday, I think as well,
well, I think you can assume he'll be in every race.
Seems like just dull, just always going.
He's super resilient. It's impressive. Anyway, we scooted off at halfway because we were like frustrated with like, it'd be like 3:30 pace and then it would be, but we were like, oh, there's a lead car. We're either alone, sort of in the wind. It wasn't that windy, but like, we're just a bit worried about the fact that there's a lead car blocking wind plus a huge pack, and we were like, let's just stay here. And it worked out okay, but it was just so conservative for most of it. And then, so this one, I think he's going real hard at taking a bit of a risk, whereas I'm not. I know what I'm capable of right now at this moment, and it's not where I want to be, but it's good enough. I think I need to be exactly on it. I don't want to chase anyone.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I think, I mean, we'll go into the field eventually, but yeah, you're right. It's that real fine line between, pushing 1 or 2 seconds, and you sort of think you can grab a bit more, and it's just that.
That's it.
That's that temptation that can really just blow you up if you're not careful. I know when we did Gold Coast, had these Fraser, who was pacing, I think, the elite women's field. They'd been like, yeah, we're pacing a 2:24, and I was like, perfect. That's exactly what I want to run, a sub 2:24, and we're at the front of this group, and I'm like running with him. I just sort of introduced myself to him on the start line. I was like, hey mate, are you pacing? Am I right that this is what you're pacing? I wasn't in any briefing or anything. I just asked, and he's like, yep, that's what we're doing. And within like 2Ks, because it was pretty humid, all the elite women were like, not happening. 2:24 is not on. And so they were pulling back, and there's a group of us that went off the front, and luckily we sort of got a group of 4 or 5 of us, I think, that went together for about 30K. And we just sort of picked off probably 10 or 15 people who had just fallen off the back of the front, and it had gone too hard basically. And yeah, I think just being in that small group and kind of working together as one, someone breaks the wind, someone gets it, like that made it all way easier. And I think it's going to be interesting what happens on Sunday with that pack of people and who wants to try and go out at, if you're going out at 2:17, 2:18 pace, to someone who's a 2:22 runner go out with you and try and hang, and that's the line you got to walk. And
it would be tempting because for 5K they'd be right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like it's going to be. It's going to be on the line for me, and see where we go, and might blow up, might not, but
be smart.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's hard in the moment.
Exactly. I think I remember when Gold Coast was very. And I spoke about it with you, and I was pacing you at Sydney, was just, the discipline of, even when you feel really good, like to not try and sneak too many seconds and try and be conservative. So
I never was with my triathlons. I took every risk, and it never worked out. I've learnt that, and because I've got nothing on the line and I'm not really overly bothered, it's easier to stick to a plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Much
sure.
easier.
I don't know this, but could you maybe tell us about your marathon journey? Because elite triathlon, maybe we can come to it later post sort of this Melbourne discussion, but am I right in saying the first year where you've focused more just solely on marathon running?
Yeah, I was forced into it really, but I love running out of the 3 legs anyway. I was a runner as a kid, full obsessed, slept in the sneakers. It was everything. I was so nervous for nationals that I would come last. Like stress can really screw the body up. So then I came to triathlon after 4 years hating running because I was just bombed out every nationals. I'd be in hospital or passed out on the run course every single nationals.
Wow.
I was just ruined by the time the day came along. So then triathlon was this new thing. It was rehab from a broken leg playing footy. And I'm like, maybe I'll get back into endurance after 4 years of like mates and drinking. Footy.
Can relate.
Footy is that basically.
Yeah.
Social.
Yeah.
And then this nerd belt business started, and I got too busy. Did the world champs last year, and my life was just. If you're going well in triathlon, your life's falling apart because it's just it's like 30 hours a week, and that's the training. Then you got to try and recover at some point. You got to drive to the pool, drive back, get changed, stop at a traffic light on the bike, get ready for a bike ride, which takes ages. Your bike breaks, you got to fix it. So it's like a huge work week, and I was trying to run a business on the side with 2 kids. And it got too busy, and everyone was pissed off at me for never being present and not replying to people on Instagram.
Totally. WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So, now running was the only option. And as soon as I started doing it, I was like, this is way better in terms of like life balance.
Yep.
So, it was like, I've got a triathlon soon, which I haven't trained for. And we're going to see it's Challenge China, just because I'm heading over to do like Taiwan Marathon 6 days before. It won't go well. It's going to go horribly.
You say it won't go well, you'll still absolutely crush it, no doubt. But
it's to test how fun was it. I'll compare it to this trip. I'll compare it to Sydney. Whichever trip I enjoyed more, whatever I pick, I'll go like all in. Yeah. So I'll have to pull back massively on everything if it's triathlon, and I don't have to pull back on much with running. So I think, to be honest, marathon running, the positives and negatives I've listed are in favour of running for sure.
Yeah. Okay. What's like the ambition if it is running? You
go as quick as possible. Yeah. Like I know based on what I can do for a 1K rep or like based on the pedigree as a kid. Never performed at nationals, but
never ran nationals. Never even ran any running at
school.
It
doesn't matter. That's the good thing about the longer you go, the less the talent matters, and the more the strength and the dedication. So
mindset.
Yeah, so I know I'd never swum or biked until 10 years ago, and then I was a pro within a year, and then I was winning races within 4 years.
Yep.
Anything's possible if you put a lot of. If you've got ADHD and you're obsessed.
yeah, for sure. Love it. What about you, Mac? What's the build up for Melbourne vibes?
Yeah. So I think the prep hasn't been as ideal as like previous marathons.
Yep.
Bro, we need another vlog. I was looking the other day. I feel like,
sorry, dude.
Man, one of your OG subscribers over here. I'm waiting. Bated breath.
The title might be waning. You Kiwis coming
YouTube jester.
I'm trying to stay afloat at the moment.
Yes. How many Ks per week is a busy guy doing?
Like at peak I'd do like 75, 80 maybe, but I don't think I've been able to get that in this time around.
This is what the non-elites do. That's probably
this is
peak,
what,
peak for me as well.
Yeah. I'm just a running influencer these days, really. So yeah, like maybe a 6 out of 10 on the training scale for this time around, and then like very similar to Gold Coast, did like an international trip in the third week before the race, and so I got like 15 Ks in. Probably spent more time chasing Egg Goddard around Seoul than I did like actual running. So I'm just like I'm excited to have a run on Sunday and like not put a time goal on it. I think like I've run a marathon, like every marathon I've run, I've tried to chase a time. So it'd be nice to just like take some pressure off and have some fun in the new home city.
Yeah. How long have you been in Melbourne now? All right.
Like 10 months. Yeah.
Huge.
So it'll be sick. It'll be cool. I've had the Melbourne ticket longer than I've lived in Melbourne, so it's sort of been like one that's been coming around for a while. So it's just like a different approach. I think like letting go of. I think most people who know me to some capacity will be expecting me to like run a time or something, and so maybe to like see that I'm not doing that will be like a what happened, like did you blow up or like what's wrong sort of thing. So. Just sort of letting go of the ego for one will be nice. Have some fun.
It's interesting other people's perceptions of like that. Did you blow up? Did you not hit your goal time? Might be the first time you've ever been in the MCG. I'm hoping you've been to a footy match.
I ran the half a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't run the full yet.
Okay. Nice. Have you been to a footy game? You swerved that question.
No, I didn't get to a footy game.
You haven't been to a game?
No.
Wow.
Busy man.
Do you even follow it? Have you picked a team yet?
Yeah, I'm a Lions guy, bro. We won the...
that's right. I'm a Lions guy.
Chaos. Yeah. I am.
Yeah, love it.
Don't come with me.
Do I ask you, Steve? You said you broke your leg playing footy a while ago.
Crows or power?
You can't not go for an Adelaide team if you live in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I did go for Sydney because of when I was a kid, but I was born there. My godfather's from Sydney. He brought Sydney gear all the time. But if you live in Adelaide, it's all that people talk about. The Crows, and it's on the news. Like Tex Walker goes for a holiday and he comes back from a holiday and they're there at the airport and you're like, really? Like, is the poor guy?
Yeah.
All he's done is go to Bali for a week. It was hard, and I ended up going for Adelaide. Okay. And then a mate got drafted to Port, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go for them. So I clearly I don't care enough.
Yeah.
But,
love it. Yeah, I think it's interesting you're saying, Mac, with like vibes and just enjoying the day. I know like we were pacing, but it's the same sort of thing. I know when we ran Sydney, I was obviously pacing you, but a whole bunch of my view for the day was obviously that was a goal, like helping you get across the line, but was just really being conscious of, especially because it was a home race, that I was going to have 1 million people I knew on the course and see everyone I saw like trying to jam up and like get around and get like every run, like you see all the different run clubs that you know or like different people just enjoying like having a bit of a rev up.
Yeah.
Whereas like Gold Coast, I was pretty locked in. I obviously saw some people on the course and would like try and give them like a let's go, but I think on the weekend it's going to be pretty like locked in. But yeah, it was great fun. Just literally everyone I saw just being like let's go, getting up and about, and like that was just, to me, be able to soak all that in was something you don't always get to do if you're racing.
Yeah, I think you need that too, right? Because like otherwise you're so like maybe not elite orientated in terms of like where I'm at, but like you're so focused on chasing a goal that like I feel like you need to sort of almost like step it back a little bit and be like, all right, like running's actually meant to be fun first and foremost, because otherwise like, you know, you keep sort of like chasing the rabbit and you don't quite get it, you start to fall out of love with the sport, right? So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's meant to be fun. And I think like sort of maybe going through like a transitioning point in the next few months where it's like stop working with a coach and just like run socially and sort of like get a bit more of that, like get excited to move into next year and then like, you know, aim towards Ballarat and things like that. So
Love it.
yeah, it should be fun. It should be a fun weekend. Like be able to go to all the events, like not stress about like standing on my feet for too long or like having a beer or shit like that, you know, like just keep it nice and easy and mellow.
Love it.
Mellow.
Yeah,
You'll actually see the race course.
Yeah.
Me and him might be in too much pain to look around.
Yeah.
So you
vision
can,
will
I'll be looking for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? Like you maybe did enjoy Sydney a bit more, certainly than I did. I was in the pain cave at like 23k mark. But yeah, you're going to dial that back and you'll see the course. But even like the Sydney finish line, so iconic. I said it to you before we did it, like I really want to take it in this year because I ran it for the first time last year and I don't remember it much at all. But then the MCG, arguably as iconic, obviously very different, but you want to take that in. But you boys... Who knows? You boys might be battling. I don't want to start a rivalry.
Or you could work together. You know,
you saw some fun.
Yeah, it's a fun guy. Yeah. Oh no, it'll be like I'm just keen to get in the mix. I said it'd be fun to come into the MCG with someone to have a race with to finish, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, like you said, there's going to be many more marathons in my life.
Don't want to do a Tokyo finish line.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it. Yeah, I might have to bring out the dive and really get across the line. You know,
Ice in the veins.
You guys see that stat about Tokyo?
No,
so at World Champs, the marathon was won by less time than 100? The 100 meters.
Yeah, wow. I was going to say, would there have been another race that was had a closer margin?
No,
that men's marathon?
It was literally the marathon.
Yeah.
You run for 2 hours and 9 minutes or whatever it was.
It's like 0.03 or something like that.
0.03.
Yeah.
Well, they both came up. Yeah, same seconds.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Insane.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe it'll be photo finish on the weekend. You never know.
What's your goal time? Do you have a goal time?
I want to try and do sub 220. That's the goal. I mean, my PB at Goldie was 223. I think if it hadn't been so hot there, probably like 222 range was about where I would have liked to have been. Had like a bit of a stomach cramp issue at like 36, which I thought was going to completely derail the race, but got that under control within a K and then kind of, kicked on and 223.
We should do something for you, like if you go under 220, you got to do the worm at the finish line or something.
Okay,
There you go.
Channel
Honestly,
your robot.
I
You
used to do these.
have to do your post-race interview in South African or something.
Yeah, get an accent going.
Yeah, I used to take the pressure off because I'm like, I don't want to win now.
Yeah.
I used to say like, I'll cut a frollet. You know, like shave everything but leave the frollet. I used to say I'll do that if I win.
The old school
as a
Ronaldo
joke.
special, the little one at the top.
Yeah,
That's
Ronaldo
great.
special.
Then one time it happened and I was like, oh, fuck.
And did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
How long did you keep it for?
Probably like 3 weeks.
Okay, respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
My daughter kept taking my hat off everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And laughing. And she was only like 3. I'm like, yeah, cheeky.
Yeah.
But yeah, takes the pressure off because you're
Yeah.
like, now I kind of don't want 220.
Yeah.
I have to do that.
I'm pretty luckily, I guess. I say like I've got like a decent buffer between like the goal I'm going for and a PB. So like if I end up in that range, I end up like if I go out and it blows up and I run a high 220s, it is what it is. Like this block has been a battle, so I'm just happy to be at the start line in a way that is close enough to fit to give it a crack. Like I think the pace is there. It's just gonna be a matter of throwing down and seeing how we land and how deep into the pain cave we can get. I think I ran went for a run yesterday morning and did like that hill near the tan and just wanted to mentally get over that hill and see what it's going to feel like. And I think if that's the hardest part of it, like hopefully we can get through that and then see how we go. I don't know. I when I did Goldie, I definitely focused on visualizing like coming around the bend I remember you got some cool footage as you sort of come around the bend at Gold Coast at like 38 or so and just visualizing like feeling strong there. And I think that was similar yesterday when I ran. I was trying to think like, feeling what it's going to be like to be strong in that position and see. But yeah, look, this whole running thing has been a pretty quick, crazy journey. So I'm just happy to be where I'm at. And
Nice.
I'm looking forward to just, being in the rooms before in the elite field and just kind of buzzing off that energy and, being amongst it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's not good energy to buzz off.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to walk around like a, kid in a candy shop and just vibe it versus
I'll be there as well. On the briefing, you can bring close friends. I'm going to the elite briefing.
There you go. Told him he could come along.
Inner walls of the MCG. What is the mindset going in? Like, have you boys assessed the course? Do you know where you feel like it's going to hurt? You've obviously, Cam mentioned there, getting up that hill at the tan. But
I don't know anything. I haven't looked at it. I won't. I'll just follow the leader.
Yeah, smart. See,
but if he's too far ahead, I guess I'm following the...
whoever else.
I don't know.
The bends, let the course bounce you around, I'm
finding being naive is helping me. Not gonna look into it. Didn't look into it for Sydney either.
Interesting.
Yeah, cool. So obviously you're going to be at that front end if you're aiming for a 2:17. I'm not sure what the course record is. You might know, Cam. It'll probably be like
2:10 or something like that.
2:10, 2:11 maybe. But yeah, we've got maybe some elite runners that we can talk to.
Yeah.
Moving in, but yeah, you boys being in that field. But then we've got Jack Rayner, who has won it a couple of times.
Defending champ. Well, yeah, I think he did. I think he's been on a broad. He did 4.
He's won 4 halves in a row, and then he won the full last year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
on a tear.
On an absolute.
Do you reckon he's gone for 4 in a row in the full as well?
Yeah, maybe. But I think
see if someone can stop him this weekend.
He must have a very interesting lead up to this though, because he ran world champs 5K.
And the 5K.
What, like
4 weeks ago?
A month ago?
3 weeks ago or something?
Yeah, and I know he was in Europe for a whole bunch doing a lot of training over there, and I obviously he's running the world champ, so who am I to tell him how he went? But I don't think he probably did as well as he would have liked in the 5K. So I'll be interested to see how he's gone in the build up to this. But obviously,
is it because he was training for a marathon? Was it?
I think he was training for the 5K, and it was just I don't know if he had like the race he wanted. But obviously, I'm sure Nike's throwing some cash at him to say come and try and win the Nike Marathon again. Given the other guy who's probably in there is the biggest name is Joe Fukuda, who's a Japanese guy who's I think like a 2:08 runner, and has run. I think he won Gold Coast a few years ago, and he's like a big Adidas guy. So it's always the brand wars. But he did that. I don't know if you saw that Adidas like 100K challenge they did a few months ago, or like 2 months ago, where they were trying to break the record for 100K. He was one of the guys who did that. I think
did he break it?
I think they had 6 or 7 guys go out trying to break the 100K record, and he was in first at like 80K, and then he bowed out at 80K, but he did 80K at like a 3:35 or something like that, and then so he's a weapon. So I'll be interested to see how he goes, and then it's pretty much a whole bunch of
Don't think I could do 8K at that pace right now.
No. So then I think it goes to obviously Steve and Fraser, and then a whole bunch of us plotters at 2:20.
Come on, mate.
Plotters.
Me and Mack are the plotters. I'm not
Yeah.
even running.
But so that's the men's field, and then obviously the women's field. There's a bunch of top girls in there, sort of in that. A lot of people around that sort of 2:30 mark. It's gonna be quite interesting. There's a lot of debuts going on. A couple people, Sarah Klein backing up after world champs, which is pretty wild.
She ran 42nd at world champs. Yeah, tough day.
Yeah, I think she was a late call up to the world champs, and then got in obviously from Melbourne, and I think she came maybe second last year behind Jen Gregson. So there's the fields are pretty interesting. The women's one, obviously, like I said, there's a lot of top level sort of young talent, and then some more experienced people as well. And then the men's half marathon field, I think, is probably the most interesting.
That was pretty fun,
it's just completely stacked. Like you've got Brett Robertson, Stewie McSweeney, Haftu, who won the Oz champs at Sydney, obviously ran a 2:11 at Sydney, and then Ed Goddard. There's a whole bunch of people who are in that sort of sub 63.
Cam Graves as well. Shout out to Kiwi.
Yeah.
Has Mick Swain done a half?
I don't know if he has. I looked on his What Athletics Pro. I didn't see anything. I know he ran the Launceston 10K earlier in the year and ran like a
27 high or something. 27 mid.
Or 28. Yeah, he was obviously over doing. He helped with the Kip Yeagon breaking 4. He was in that pacing group, but I think he kind of has come back to it, and then obviously might be his half marathon debut. So he's obviously.
I'm assuming it'll be very fast.
Yeah, well,
he would have had a bit of time to prep, right? Because he's unfortunate not to make world champs.
Yeah, I think he probably didn't have the build up to qualify for world champs, and then has kind of got back into it. And obviously Mick Sweeney. You got Robertson, obviously the Oz record holder. He's probably coming off a bit of a interesting build. He did Sydney as well.
Running Valencia as well. He's announced.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. And then obviously who run 2:11 at Sydney, and Ryan Gregson, who came second in Melbourne last year. So there's that field stacked. And then you go to the women, and it's like Sinead Driver, the Oz record marathon holder, and then Izzy Bat-Doyle, who's the half marathon record holder. Jen Gregson, who won the marathon.
South Australian as well, Izzy Bat.
Yeah.
There you go.
She just is coming off the 10K at World Champs. Jen Gregson won Melbourne last year. So yeah, it's crazy. There's just top level stuff across the whole field, so it's gonna be really interesting.
Who's your tip in that men's field, Cam? I don't know if you boys want to make a tip, but I realise you might not know as much. This guy's a bit of a nerd himself when it comes to this sort of stuff. You seemingly try to stay away from it and just
probably smart.
Enjoy the run.
I'm an overthinker. I'm gonna guess that it'll be Haftu who wins the wins the half, just because I think he's clearly in. Called him as a bit of a smoky for the Sydney one, and he did well. But he's, I think he's like the third fastest Aussie ever, or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how Brett goes as well. But
Brett probably using this, no doubt, would probably want to win, but I'd say using it as a sharpener. Valencia's.
I'd love to see Brett have a good run. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think he obviously did. He did Gold Coast and bowed out halfway through that. I think he just wasn't feeling good, and then did Sydney. And again, I don't think he
had a few issues with Sydney with fueling and
all sorts. I think he said he spewed at like 18K or something like that, and then pushed through for a 2:15. So still a weapon. And then I think that's gonna be interesting. Then the women's one, you could pick any of those sort of Bat-Doyle, Gregson, Izzy Hume. There's a bunch of top level people. So Izzy Hume's in the full, but Bat-Doyle and Gregson will be a good hit out. So I think it's going to be really good, and I think the more Aussie talent you get going around these big marathons, the more you've got people getting eyes on top end talent, the better it is for the sport. So looking forward to it. Can't wait.
You boys got a tip?
I reckon in the half, Izzy I think Gregson recently had a child, didn't she?
Yeah, just before Gold Coast, I think.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
she won it last year, though, I believe, right? Or she won the full last year?
She won the full last year, yeah.
I don't know. I know that, I don't know. The Russians used to have kids before the Olympics for an advantage, someone told me. So maybe it's a thing.
Yeah.
But I know that Izzy's crazy fast at the moment, so I can't really look past her. And then
South Australian too, right? You got to stick with that.
Yeah, and Haftu's in that tempo group that's local to Adelaide. I don't think he's from Adelaide though.
I think he's a Melbourne boy. Yeah.
Yeah, is he? Okay. So maybe your tip's good on that one. I'd like to see Stewie McStain do something crazy though, because I know how impressed I was back in whenever he was winning all sorts of Diamond League sort of things. So it'd be a jog for him at that pace. Who knows if he's got the strength?
Yeah, exactly.
To go the whole way.
Well, we were looking up at the cafe this morning, just getting some times down, and you look on his athletics profile, and you just see like Oz record. Yeah,
40K in 7:28, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
I think 3-minute pace would honestly feel like a jog for him some days.
It's wild. Yeah, you think about. I remember looking at Rayner's like Strava, just like following along in the build up to this, and seeing him, doing threshold work at like 3 flat, and you just think like that's probably like pretty easy for him, depending on the day. So he's obviously a 10K gun, so he's obviously pushing up to the marathon. It's interesting. But can't wait. It's going to be a fun weekend and a fun race, really.
I reckon Jack will win the full. Like, I can't see anything.
Well, it'll be him or Joe. I think that the Japanese guy. I don't know whether he's.
Well, he'll go with him.
That's what I think. So I
just think that'll blow him up a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone told me a race that he did Tokyo and it was a 2:18.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So I know he's a lot quicker than that. Might have had a horrible day, but I just feel like Jack could control it and
home turf,
kick away.
Yeah.
Travel's never good as well.
For sure.
Jack's just chilled.
Yeah,
in his hometown.
I'll be interested to see how it goes.
It'll be good. Mac, you'll get a few good sightings of some of these boys and girls as they come flying past. Are you going to be running with anyone? What are your tips?
What are my tips? Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Jack for the half, for the full. Sorry.
Do you want to pick Steve? He's in the room.
Hey. Didn't want to pick Cam.
Bradbury, just
I set you up. I set you up, but nah.
Yeah, I'd love to see Brett have a good run in the half. I feel like he's had a bit of a rough maybe a couple years. So it'd be cool to see him come away with something. But I've also spent I spent 3 or 4 days with Ed Goddard in Korea, so I'd love to see him have a crack, run with his phone and some Quartet headphones or something, blasting some metal music.
Is he going to do the phone again?
No,
Dude, he always does the phone.
You can't for the
Are you allowed to wear headphones in?
He won't. Nah, he won't. Sorry, he won't wear headphones.
So what do you do
but
in
he'll
like
be
the
running
hooker?
with the phone.
I don't know how it works
He
in.
ran with his phone in the hooker half.
He ran in the
earlier
hooker.
this year.
Yeah, in the hooker half. He ran with his phone. Yeah, just
And he
plays
won
music
it.
at
I
it.
can't believe the rules. Like, you're allowed to be in the pro briefing. Like, if I rocked up 1 second late to a triathlon pro briefing, I get a minute penalty on the start.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I say he's allowed to
the rules
bro-
are like insane. You cannot have a phone or headphones or anything. Like,
Yeah.
there's all these crazy.
I don't know
rules.
how it works in the elite, whether we're allowed to have headphones. Probably not. But
He won't have headphones. Sorry, he'll be running. Most likely be running with his phone though.
yeah, or
Like-
it'll just be in the.
Is that what he did? He just put music on loud?
Yeah. But I mean,
Real loud.
to be fair, the hooker half wasn't the most elite field. It
Nah,
was
but
Okay.
he's running solo the whole time, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like he's annoying anyone around him.
But no, I mean, as far as I'm aware, you can come along on Saturday. So
Imagine holding your phone, you're in a pack, someone just smacks your hand, asks
Yeah,
for a song
come on.
change.
Oh, I'd hate it if it was heavy metal. I feel like
it's like
put,
60s or 70s rock is what he listens to
put
usually.
some hipster rock on, like
Yeah, exactly.
indie rock, please.
Exactly. So no, it'll be interesting. But and I think in the women's, I'm going to back in. I think Millie Clark is going to win the second at Gold Coast half. I think she's going to go up and
226.
very quick,
not
very
slow.
very quick.
I'd snap your hand
I
off.
think it was
that.
maybe it was Caitlin Adams who came. Oh, maybe I'm getting confused. But anyway, it's going to be either way. I hope the women's field. The last year I was watching it, there was both the men's and the women's were kind of sorted by halfway almost. So I'm hoping there's a bit more of a back and forth. So yeah, something for the spectators.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Kat Camp from New Zealand.
Okay.
Hometown of Christchurch. She just recently moved to Nelson actually, but she won 10k road champs this year and is fresh off Wellington half marathon win. So
There you
probably
go.
not quite as
Bit of Kiwi form.
elite as a few of the girls in that group, but hoping she has a good run.
Love it.
Lovely
Kiwi
stuff.
form expert.
Hey,
The Kiwi form expert.
the one,
Love it.
man.
You'll have to get you on a segment. Cam normally does the Oz Athletics.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can do the
On,
Kiwi ones for sure.
yeah.
And Cam Graves is in the mix too. So
Yeah, exactly.
Cam
another
Graves will be-
another good Kiwi boys.
ran very well in Sydney. Are you going to be running with any mates? Are you just going to go out solo? Are you going to be vlogging?
I think
Talk us
there's
through
going
it.
to be a bit of a party pack, is maybe
Party
what we're going to call it.
That's great.
Party Patrol.
I think there might be like 3 or 4 of us potentially.
Yeah.
We're going to see.
Is this AM PM or just
Yeah,
mates?
a few AM PM crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Love
should be
it.
good. And then whoever else wants to jump in,
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll try to get some flicks of you. I might be
Yeah.
out on the bike, legally approved.
Yeah.
You got some
It's in writing. Yeah. We're allowed to do it.
for him. Yeah,
Yeah, I won't be doing anything ridiculous. I'll definitely be
Just vibes.
courteous,
Screaming at me.
vibes, barking like a dog. But if I see you boys, I'll probably see you a bit more than I might you, Mac. But
Yeah.
no, it'll be good fun. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
It'll be good.
Um,
It'll be good.
Lovely stuff. I want to get into perhaps a little bit about Chicago. Don't know how much you boys have seen. Maybe you have a bit more, Mac. But Chicago Marathon is also 11:30 p.m. I believe Sunday night. So if you're enjoying a few frothies,
Few beverages after.
or rehydrating
Let the
with
night
something
kit take you.
off Aid Station's website, whatever you're into, if you decide to stay up that late,
Yeah.
Chicago Marathon kicks off 11:30. It's arguably the quickest of the major marathon courses. I think the world record is there, two flat 35
Yeah.
change.
That's the one.
Kiptum.
Years ago, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. So, but a stacked field here. I think 5 males under 204. Connor Mance going for the US record. He's a 205 runner. You've got Galen Rupp, Rory Linkletter, a few that we love as well. There's plenty in the women's field as well. So, yeah,
John Correa might be going for the world record.
there you
I
go.
think there was.
If the weather's good, yeah.
If the weather's good, I know he went out for. He's won. What did he win this year? Boston and. Oh, there was one other one he won. Anyway, he is obviously a gun, and I think after seeing at Berlin, Sawe try and go out for the world record, he might try and give it a crack on probably the fastest course other than Berlin of the majors, and yeah, maybe give it a crack and see if he can get.
He was on pace like for a good portion of that Berlin race. Like, imagine
If it was
the
good weather, I
wasn't
think he
like
was.
that.
I think the weather was good, he probably would have broken the world
Yeah, it's
record.
wild though.
which is insane. Makes you think. Like they were talking about him. He's he's faded a little bit with the way they're still running like 255s or something like that.
Is that because it starts at 9 a.m? Someone was telling me.
No, I think it was
both. I think
a bit warmer.
It does start later, but also it was like the hottest day ever for Berlin Marathon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It was like Sydney
24.
2023 kind of thing, like where people were just blowing up their fronts.
Yeah.
In
I don't know anyone who hit their goal time.
But I mean, then it's crazy that he goes and does that. Like I've heard that, and obviously the weather doesn't help people. But then if a guy can do that,
Yeah,
and
what can you do when it's good?
sub 2's never officially been broken. It's like, well, he probably wouldn't have run a 158.
Yeah.
Like, so he's
Crazy.
hung on. He's
well, he's the next guy. Him and Career are the two top ones. So I'll be interested. Anyway, I'll be interested to see how it goes. There's obviously a bunch of just top level guys there. And
Yeah, you got Kiblima.
yeah, there's going to be a strong pack. So I just think it's fun to watch guys in that 205 range who are just crazy. Especially hopefully we're sitting there after having a successful day, maybe a couple beers in, and watching some top level running. If you can get a world record in the mix, that's pretty rare. So it's gonna be fun.
And if you can't stay awake, because it's going to be a big day, I think, what's the Melbourne start time? 6:30? So you're up around 4:30
Yeah, it's going to be a
areas.
big day.
Can't wake up, just set your alarm for like 1:20. You'll see the last 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Or have a
Perfect.
nap or something.
Or that.
Oh, yeah, a little tacking up. Perfect. Love it. Awesome.
Will you watch any of Chicago of interest to you, Steve?
Didn't know it was on.
There you go. Do you follow much of the like triathlon scene still, or do you kind of did your own thing?
I kind of unfollowed everything when I was in it.
Yeah.
You can become too absorbed in it just with the training alone. So, and you're like trying to find every little aerodynamic gain and everything. So you just get thrown off track with comparing yourself to others. So, yeah, I only started following people in the same situation as me. 2 kids. Maybe doing something on the side
Third kid,
as well.
unfollow.
It's just too unrelatable having comparing myself to the blokes who get to train without any distractions. So I just unfollowed it all, and then I'm slowly becoming a fan of the sport again now that I'm not doing it. Yep. So now I'm following everyone again.
Love it.
Like as in like the news and the Ironman page
the
and
scene.
all that, but I just couldn't look at it. And like, especially when like, we're like talking about certain athletes on podcasts. If you're that athlete that they're talking about, like the inaccuracy of lots of the stuff said, I couldn't listen to any podcast either.
I probably butchered all that field, so we'll see.
No, you guys are so respectful. There's just like lots of assumptions made about Aussie races and stuff from US podcasts, and I was just like, I've had enough. But I just think I wish I had time to be more interested. I want to be a sports viewer, not just doer, but I'll get there.
I think that's great that you are in that arena. Sorry to cut you off, but like I just think like you're doing it, and like I love like literally Producers Pod, love it, love the World Games, soccer, like all of this stuff I'm really into. But I can only imagine what it's like for you, someone in the sport. You've won multiple full distance Ironmans. You've competed at Worlds. Was that Hawaii?
Yeah.
Like so, you've gone to Kona. You've sort of competed at the top level for Australia for how many years? Probably half a decade or more.
It was a decade of being a pro, but not doing any good until only 5 of them.
But I mean, you're a pro. Like it's pressure that comes with it, right? And like you've alluded to, 30 hours of actual training time, let alone the driving, the meal prep, the recovery, all of that. It's a full-time job.
You just don't do any of it. You just do the training, and then you just hope that you don't get injured because there's no time left. Especially when you're handed kids when you get through the door on the end of the day, and you're just a zombie. So you just kind of, I just had to switch it all off. Switch the phone off at 5 p.m. was a rule for my sanity, because like it's so obsessive. And then with running, I find I'm going to be able to be more interested in it. I'm just taking my time. I'm easing in. I don't want to get too into it just yet. But I think you can be a fan and run. Whereas with triathlon, it's I do love the sport. I just wish, but I'm not going to give up my kids and my partner for the sport. It's taken enough, So as running, you can be like obsessed and it's still healthy. I think like it's interesting. Like you said, you're now into that marathon world.
where obviously still very high level, but you're coming from a past experience where you've been like at the very top of that. It's probably takes a bit of the pressure off, and you're used to being in that situation where there's a high expectation and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You can kind of just enjoy the marathon, and obviously you've got goals and aspirations, and you obviously got to have that once you're at that level. But being able to have that mindset of you've done, executed those big moments before is obviously a massive part of it.
Yeah, it's nice not caring much. As in, you care. Of course I care, but
it's not all consuming.
Yeah, it's just like, if it doesn't go well, I'm not too bothered.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'd probably be heaps into it if it wasn't for earlier this year with the pacing job that blew off. I was like, this is weird. So I just had this introduction to the sport where I just stepped back and have been less involved than I would have been, just purely out of the fact that I just want it to be fun. No politics involved, and I'll never pace again.
Yeah. Is this Ballarat?
Yeah, I did the pacing job there, and it was just like, who's this triathlete think he is, sort of thing. And I'm like, man, I just got offered a job and took it. I didn't proclaim anything.
Yeah.
So,
love it.
Just enjoying it.
I mean, love to chat more about it at length. I'm sure we could go in various aspects of life, but I appreciate, I guess, all you've shared. You're potentially running Ballarat next year, right?
Yeah, I think I was meant to run it this year. Pulled up with like a little. I probably had like the best. I was probably the fittest I've ever been at the start of this year, and then like got to like maybe the end of Feb. Pulled up with a little injury, and so I think it'd be fun to go back next year, get a bit of redemption on Ballarat, and then finally chase down the sub 3 goal that's sort of been lingering over me for the majority of this year. So
we could all pace you.
Hey,
not to throw you, but I mean pacing job. I'm yet to do. I sort of have done a pacing job. I failed.
I reckon a little flying V could be a little flying V at Ballarat could be nice.
Yeah, like Choge formation.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Mack Choge. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
big.
I think that's the plan. I think Ballarat's a good course too. Like it's. I mean, you obviously ran it this year. What did you think about it?
It was fast. I think you do get a lot of wind on a windy day on that back side of the lake.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's the lake?
Windery, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that rings a bell. So that can be challenging, but I think it's fairly protected other than that kind of that area. So yeah, even if the wind's up, it's only kind of 3K period where you really suffer in it. And yeah, I've prayed all week. I'm not a religious man, but God is listening because I prayed for no wind and I just was like, it's there. That'll be what it is.
Yeah.
We're on here. And you just told me the weather, and I'm like, sweet, I was right.
Yeah.
So I'll do that for Ballarat.
Yeah,
for you.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Perfect. And it is like Windery. I looked it up. I'm happy with that.
Nice.
That's a good pull.
Almost reminds me of Lake Moneghetti.
Somewhere
in the back of the dome.
Moneghetti special.
Moneghetti special. Yeah, should rename it. M as well.
Yeah, another M.
Get Mono on at some point. Great. Well, this has been fun, lads. I think given time,
we can do a bit more.
We can do a bit more.
Yeah, I reckon we got 10 to 15.
I think we'll go into this final segment, which is our buy/sell. So you know this.
Yeah.
But to explain it to you, Steve, essentially each week to finish the pod, we have a buy or a sell for the week. So something that you're liking in the world would be your buy. You only have to pick one, buy or a sell. Something that you're not so much a fan of, you're selling. So you can go last if you want some thinking time, and you'll get 3 examples that hopefully make sense to you. Do you want to go first, Mr. Merrick? I think we won't match. Normally, Cam and I have...
Yeah, we lined for the week.
We both bought Bruce McAvaney's commentary a couple of weeks ago when it was Tokyo.
Yeah, had a couple of the similar ones.
Yeah.
I'm buying... It's probably off the back of last week's pod, and it's ironic because we've got 4 blokes on this, but last week we did a pod with Lydia O'Donnell, co-founder of Femi and Nike run coach. And it was very female focused, a lot of education on, just female running in general and that whole world, which was, I found it really insightful. So I'm buying that. And Rin and I went down this morning. They were doing a Femi run with Nike and just, talking about all the girls running, which is great. And I know, we've had lots of really positive feedback on that podcast. My girlfriend listened to it, loved it. She's on the app. Like, I just think that conversation was really insightful and I learnt a lot just about, first off from Lydia, who was obviously a great expert in that field, but just understanding it was unreal and definitely gives, especially following this women's field, it's just we're talking about pulling up with little niggles and things like that, but you don't even think about like someone
Getting the period on race day, right?
Yeah, something like that'd be crazy. So, just buying that and seeing that community this morning and just how they sort of structure it with the different areas that run their community runs. It was, it was awesome just to be down there and get around it. So I'm buying that off the back of last week. It was a very positive conversation.
Very
Some
nice.
good feedback.
More of those sorts of episodes to come, I believe.
Yeah.
Albeit no females on today's ep. We did try, but
Yeah.
we'll get some more moving forward. Mac, you got to buy sell this week? Need some more thinking time? I've got mine prepared.
Yeah, if you've got yours, you go.
So bought this book, was at the airport, been on a few flights of late. Love a little airport shop of a book, and bought Undeniable by, it's not Cam Haines. You guys know Bow Hunter, he's been on Joe Rogan a few times. Didn't know too much about him before getting his book, but I'd heard the name. But he's the father of Truett Haines. If you boys might have seen the guy that's run a few marathons wearing just jeans. Have you seen any of this on social media? You might get posted after 5 p.m.
It was after 5 p.m. I didn't see it. If he posts at midday, I might see it.
He's in the US. I'm not sure where the times are.
Doing clothing things, and also so it's hard to keep up with Marios and suits.
Yeah, well, this guy's jacked.
He's just like trying to run, and I think he just got a bit of virality because he did it. He ran in like jeans. It's like very like American coded of like shirtless jacked, but running with jeans. But he's actually like a weapon runner, like
he's a
sub
weapon.
230.
Didn't he just run like two?
So this is my buy. He just ran a
sorry.
226. No, you're fine, because really it's the whole Haines family is what I'm buying. The book is phenomenal. Undeniable is the name of it. A word that I really like. Just, you can't deny the greatness of Cam, but also his son, who has the world pull-up record, or certainly has at some point. It might have been taken from him, because I know there's a few people, shout out as well to Andreas, who's running at the weekend, going for a sub 230, who used to have it. He's running Melbourne this weekend, good mate. But yeah, he didn't run in jeans this time, but ran his first sub 230. I think it was a 226. Just an animal. And I think it was 18 months ago that he ran something like a 430, or maybe 4 low 4s was his debut mara. So he shaved off like an hour and a half from that. But yeah, great book. If you're looking for a book, find it at your local airport.
Your local airport.
Well, we should all have a local airport, depending on where you are. I know Adelaide's a small country town from when I dated a girl from there. So they've definitely got a few local airports. But yeah, that's my buy for the week. The Haines family.
Nice, yeah. That dude's wild. I remember we posted something like earlier this year of him running in like the jeans. It got like 6 million views or something like that. It's just
cracked.
Yeah, absolutely cracked. I'm gonna buy. It's a niche. It's maybe not a niche, but maybe it's a niche buy for people who have like always tried to run marathons for a time. Just having fun with the marathon, taking it all in, vibes. Just using it as a long run. I think is. I guess like a lot of people run a marathon to just like get through a marathon, but like maybe like who we sort of hang out with, a lot of people are more like, performance orientated. And so I think, as we sort of touched on earlier, just like letting go of that, having fun out there, taking it all in. I know there's like marathons I've run like New York City where I would have liked to, like, I think back to my experience about running New York City and don't really remember much of it. So just like taking it all in, having some fun. I think that's the buy. Sign up for a race. Don't have a goal time, fucking vibe out.
Yeah.
Love it, bro.
Yeah.
Go and have fun seeing you out there.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
I'll bark at you still, but it will be reminding you to have fun.
Love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You got to buy or sell, Steve. Hopefully that all made sense.
Yeah, no, I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy your podcast and Tempo, because I reckon I'm going to start easing into my running news through you guys.
Nice.
Seems very positive, and you actually talk about news around the world as well. So I'll get my running news from here, and I'll sell the murder podcast.
Love it.
You sell the murder podcast. I reckon the murder podcasts are good.
Still got that. I don't know if you saw this mag that Tempo and Mac and the boys here, and girls no doubt as well, put together. But a brilliant piece. Maybe you could take one of those. I don't know. You've got a few signed. That might be a signed one though. You might not get
This is not a signed one. We've got a few signed ones floating around. But obviously feel free to take one. The old first edition from Sydney Marathon with our boy Elliot Kipchoge on the front. So
have to start sending you some reels. You don't have to see them, but I'll send you them on Instagram if you don't see them.
They consider they would just sit in the message requests.
Yeah, it'll be like 15 like World Athletics posts back to back.
He'll probably accept Cam. I'll stay in requests. He's an elite, right?
Yeah.
He's always. No, appreciate that, mate. Well, there you go. Four buys.
We are generally a positive group, but every now and then you get a good sell.
I've sold a couple of things, I'll be honest. But no, 4 buys. It's good. That's the pod. Thank you, lads.
Thank you.
Good fun. Any final thoughts? Melbourne, less than 48 hours away. Should I go back to the word now? What's the word after 1 hour of yapping?
Mellow.
Mellow? Still mellow?
I'm still mellow. Yeah. We're still chilling.
Magnificent, was it?
Yeah, magnificent.
Man, motivated. No,
Motivated.
fired up.
There we go.
Motivated.
Boom.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
better. That's
The mood's high.
Yeah.
3 positives.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Well, there you go. Merrick, McKenna, Mack. I've been McDonald. This has been Never Run Alone.
It's like a Pokemon evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've listened all the way through, I hope it's been memorable. We've got Ethan producing behind the cameras. This has been Never Run Alone. I'll say that again.
Never won alone.
Never run alone. Come one, come all, come running.
Love it.
And yeah, if you're out there for the Melbourne Marathon weekend,
Give us
enjoy.
a yell.
It is sure to be mental.
Nice. Love
At the
that.
MCG.
I missed that one. Well done.
Love it.